What happened to our school stuff?
So, where's all the school stuff?
Our school corner.
This is our school corner now. It is a part of our living room. It is a part of our living room now. Which one do you like better, the school corner or the school room?
I like the school corner better because I like small, cozy places.
What about you?
I like the school corner because that's my favorite table.
Okay. So we have this little bitty antique kids piano that is over here. Our chalkboard with our countdown to the new school year, which we're finishing on time, right?
Right.
And then there's actually, I don't know why, when they added this, there's no lighting on the ceiling at all. So we have plenty of lighting from natural lighting from the window that's over here. And then these two lamps do a pretty good job of it. And then, so this is our cute little display. And we'll change, you know, we change the chalkboard up depending on what we're doing. I also have a whiteboard over here. We used to have a bench over here whenever we built this back into being a school corner again, but that was not working to utilize the space best, and it was covering that vent up, and it has gotten hot here in the summer. So the bench has now moved to a different room. We'll do a different video on that. And then we have moved, their bookshelf used to be over here, and now it's over here. Because I've done a couple pictures before, but this is the huge reveal of, we got rid of our schoolroom, and this is what we're doing instead. So, some of the changes that we've done so far is, there is a piano. We moved the piano over here, the chalkboard's right there. The kids' bookshelf has moved over here. I've also changed it up, so, do your math. So, the way that I've changed it up is, instead of having toddler books on top, because we don't have any babies that need board books anymore, it is now our puzzle shelf, which, well, I guess I'll start here. We'll start at the top and work our way down. Sorry, I'm really excited that it's all done and it's all organized, so I'm a little excited and a little, oh, come on, why are you not focusing? There we go. So I'm a little excited, so I'm kind of, you know, getting a little carried away. But so we have our chalkboard, and right now it has Madeline's water lily pond sketching on there, and she colored it in. And then we have our map hanging from it, and our flag, and a couple of little things. And then what I've done different was, I used to have the big board games over here. But now we have our wildlife flashcards, our Bible flashcards, and then this is our mini supplies basket. And these are 1/4 pint jars, or 1/2 pint jars. The 1/4 pints are smaller. And all it has is basic, quick and go grab stuff for the kids. We have another jar for bookmarks on the big, on the big shelf. But these are smaller bookmarks they can grab really quickly. And then this used to have just the tiny erasers, but we had more big erasers. And I had to get rid of the big jar of big size erasers. So there's 2 jars of those now. Once we use some of these up, it'll be little bitty erasers again and big erasers. Glue sticks, tape, my sand timer. Mini pencil sharpeners, scissors, and paper clips. This is what was left of Rebecca's health fair. This is what's left from her health fair sensory board, but I figured we could leave it for some sensory items just to have around. There's her glitter jar. Seeing if the glitter still worked in it or if I needed to go ahead and just get rid of it, but the glitter is still working on it, and I'm pretty sure I have this super glued sealed. But it has all of her sensory stuff in it, so I thought we could still use that for sensory and hands-on for anything that Rebecca needs. Flashcards here. Okay, now to the shelf. This side is, there's puzzles, there's sight word games, a few of the lace and trace, more bigger puzzles here, some math puzzles, puzzle boxes. These are how we store our paper dolls in one of these zipper pouches. These are for smaller paper dolls. We don't have any bigger than this, so this has worked so far. And then for their puzzles, the boxes on some of these just break so easily. So what we've done is we've taken gallon-sized Ziplocs, cut the picture out from the puzzle box, put them in Ziplocs, and then just kind of stack them in here right now. And of course I can't get it back in as pretty as the way I had it when I first had it in here. I also have a couple of the Revolutionary War games that we had in here. These are the puzzle books. I've done a video on these. These are awesome. I did pull one game down here because Rebecca finishes faster, so I figured she can use the memory game over in the corner if she finishes faster than the other two do. So the top row one was an empty pencil box just to have for spare. Let me grab that cord out of the way. This one has my things in it. It has the chalk for the chalkboard, a Sharpie, and a red grading pen in it. This has little paper money sheets that I've printed off of Pinterest and let them color. There's also some blank checks in here to teach them how to use checks. And then there's a box of more extra pencils because we have tons and tons of pencils. So that's what we have here now instead of the baby board books. So a lot of what we're still doing is transitioning from having 4 to 3 and from not having a preschooler or toddler in the house anymore. All of our kids are in actual grades, not, like kindergarten or preschool. So then the next shelf down is books that Madeline and Sarah can read by themselves. And it's also like their Usborne books are over here. Their mini Usborne, or the nonfiction Usborne books are there. And I separated those from the homeschool books because that way they can just read those for fun, and those are ones that they can just look at for fun, and it's that way they can still have access to them. And then it's the series of books that they have that they just love, Ladybug Girl, American Girl, Little House on the Prairie. And then I did keep a few board books. I did not get rid of 100% of them because there's some that, if they get older and they want to pass some down to their children, they'll have some starter books to do that. Which is also why on the bottom shelf, most of this first section of books are their Imagination Library books. And I have kept every single one of them received the Snowy Day. And I kept all 3 of them so that they can pass those along. And then these are non-Imagination Library books for the kids. Then these are the books from the library that have fiction, nonfiction mixed in with them. They've won them at like Healthy Kids Day, last year summer reading prizes, things like that. And then this section over here is local authors. So that's just authors from around here. Now, the next change is I finally have the crates back in order again, but they're in front of the bookshelf. That's not going to be a problem because usually, the only reason they don't right now is because I'm filming. Usually, they each have their own crate. And so top to bottom, this top one, which I need to move these anyway so that I can show you what's on the shelves behind them. This top one is where we keep all spare backpacks. And I know it seems kind of silly, but that was the best way for us to keep it in the school corner and put out of the way. These are ones just for quick grab and go for schoolwork only. We do have other backpacks in the toy room and purses that they can grab anytime they want. Those are just for when we're getting school on the go. And then I did a video showing Rebecca's first grade crate, and that's what this one is right here. Next would be Sarah's, because as the grades get, as they get higher up in grades, their crates are heavier, and I try to stack heaviest to lightest. So the next crate is Sarah's, and so this is the black crate. It has an extra 3-ring binder. It has their whiteboards. It does not have any 3-lined paper anymore because all the 3-lined paper is now in Rebecca's crate. So only the wide rules in here. Spiral notebooks, construction paper, page dividers, extra, I don't know what they call them. I always call them the floppy folders that has the prongs in it that you fold them back. And I can show you whenever I do Sarah and Madeline's crate videos. I did it different after Rebecca's video, but I have started utilizing those for language and math. Okay, so a few more other changes is the Legos are no longer on top of the shelf. Not all of my kids are old enough and know better to put Legos in their mouth now. So I have moved all of the Legos down. The Connects are still up there for now. I may move them down with the Legos, but the only reason I still have them separate is because we don't want them mixed because they don't correspond. So for now, the Connects are staying up there, and then we'll get them down on separate days, as well as, you know, the Play-Doh and the Play-Doh machine is separate days. And then we have our little Einstein's globe, and behind it is our microscope set, and then our Bendaroos, which is also for our STEM activities. Because we received an email from our umbrella school this year, and there was a huge push to get kids more involved in STEAM classes, which we were doing anyways, but we're going to actually have a STEAM class schedule now instead of just trying to add it into what we're already doing. So, second shelf down is our gaming shelf. I mean, I've got these three here were the ones that were on top of the bookshelf when it was over here. The rest of these were in the unit that is now our Lego unit, and I'll show you that in a second. And I have moved the Connect 4 up because I no longer have a preschooler or kindergartner that needs, you know, stuff to keep them entertained. So now it's actually up here with the games to be used as a game. The only game not up here is the Battleship game that Madeline won at the Kids Free Fishing Day. So now the jars were up there. Now they're down here. And what I've done is I've just moved things down slowly. So all of the teacher keys were moved down here, but we'll get to those in a second. But just for right now, so what I did was I got rid of a few of the jars. We no longer have a big eraser jar. They're in the little basket now. We got rid of a ton of the coloring books that were already halfway colored through or were torn or just very well loved and worn from where we take them on the go. And I kept just the ones that were in good condition and the newer ones. And then the crayon castle fits on top of it just fine. And the crayon castle was working better for coloring for the girls than having a crayon jar. Now, I'll still show you in a second. I still have a crayon jar at the moment, but this is what we're using for right now because this is working better. And I don't plan on it staying this organized with the different colors and all that. This was just so I could make sure that when I was putting it together, there were going to be at least the colors they wanted. Okay, so if I could move you around. For now, the craft scissors are staying out here just because we're still finishing up the office and I don't have a place to put the craft scissors in the office yet. But all of the other, you know, quote unquote adult or scrapbooking or more things like that stuff has been moved to the office. This is my dry erase jar I keep for the whiteboard here, and also whenever I'm doing my meal calendar, which is also dry erase. And then they have some dry erase boards for school, so they have color pencil dry erase that they can use so that they're not using my markers, although we do have quite a few of them. So if, you know, if they need to, they can use them. And then the jar, I'll do whatever jars I move out of the way whenever I put them back. But let's see. So there is the crayon jar at the moment. But it's basically become a catch-all for extra crayons, extra colored pencils that don't fit in the color pencil jar, and the extra dry erase crayons for Rebecca's dry erase crayon board. And then this one, whose bow has become untied, apparently, is our rulers jar. This works really well for them. We can fit the little ones. And all these jars, except for this one at the moment, I've tried to use just wide mouth. These were jars I already had from when I've been doing canning. So I just grabbed a bunch of the wide mouth ones that I had and have been using those. So these are the rulers. And then in front of them, I put the bookmark jar, which I did clean some of these out too because we actually had duplicates. But it has summer reading bookmarks and like from the Small Maker show that came this summer. It's all of their, you know, they love collecting bookmarks, so all the bookmarks that they've collected and that they want to keep. Like this one I think was from when Matt and I went to the Ripley's Aquarium. They had a bunch of these cute little bookmarks. So we got each of the girls a bookmark. Alright, now time to shuffle again. This one lost its label. but we'll get to that in a minute. All right, back here, Madeline has a jar just for her scholars because those are special markers just for her. So we made a jar just for her scholars. You know, if the marker jar overflows, she shares. And then the pipsqueaks go in here, which we don't use a ton of markers, just for stuff that has to have marker used on it. Color pencil jar, we prefer the erasables. They're a little bit more, but for whenever you're doing schoolwork that says color this, you know, this color, if they mess up, they can recolor it and not have to color over and, you know, have to worry about it looking bad. Okay, back here in the back, we have mechanical pencils. It says mechanical pencils, but we also have the emoji pens that the girls had come with their notebooks for Christmas last year in there. And then I have 2 jars of pencils, one of just like fun pencils, and then one of like the regular wooden pencils with a couple of other colors mixed in just because I ran out of room. The, oh goodness. Color Wonders. These are their Color Wonder packs, which right now they just have markers in them. And then all of their art supply, or all their art paper that they can get to right now is right there. So the next shelf down, all I did was move the teacher keys from here to here. But I don't have 4th grade on here. I have a little bit of, I've started a little bit of the 5th grade collecting of the teacher keys as I've been going to places that sell them. So teacher keys here, the Abeka readers are here. Their manners books and etiquette books are here. Sign language books are here. And then their art teaching books. I know I had to separate these out a little bit, but I also don't want like the art teaching books to be mistaken as coloring books. So that was the other reason why we separated them. All right, next shelf down. This is a portfolio I have made of little craft ideas and things for the kids to do. And then these are some favorite storybooks that we still have for all of the girls. And then we also have some other reads for when they get older and books that I've collected. This was actually mine as a child, and I've still kept it for them. And then this book's just really fragile. And then, you know, their dictionary, French book, their pirate book, their dragon book. And then the other thing I've added was I had a filing cabinet full of stuff for homeschooling, but I never remembered to use them because I would forget that it was in the filing cabinet. So this is all my quick resource stuff. There's one on manners and etiquette, Revolutionary War, Civil War, World War II. There's a couple of science ones in there. And I'm sorry if I'm talking too fast. I'm just trying to make it shorter than I am right now. Arcades Cove tour book when we go there. This is the international folder that they've done. And then their states that they have done. And then all that's left down here, I won't move the crates because all that's left down here is their homeschool nonfiction books that they use. The ones way back here are the international countries, and I try to get different ones for those, and we'll be finishing that up. I think this year we'll be doing that. Then we've got a bunch of science ones, including a fossil book, our science, and then the Charlie Brown ones, and then a history book. Like a history timeline book, which that one's really cool too. Okay, and then here is the part that I'm really, really super excited about. This is that shelf that the puzzles were on. And I may leave the picture up for a while so people can compare what it looked like before and what it looks like now, you know, kind of as a process of us doing this. This was the shelf that the puzzles were on, but I've laid it down. But I was able to get all the Legos to fit there, and that made me so happy. And then I left these out on top. I mean, I probably could have tried to fit them somewhere, but it just worked easier to keep these on top. These are our sticky bricks. Whenever I babysit, sometimes we get these out whenever the girls are doing school while I'm babysitting for kids to play with while I'm watching them. These are their math blocks. Those are crafts that they made at an SCA event. And then this is the tin that a lady gave us to store our blocks from, come on, summer reading. These are all the blocks they want at summer reading. I was so shocked as we've been cleaning, just finding them because, you know, they were getting them out and, you know, they didn't have anywhere to put them. So they kind of have ended up everywhere. Like dining room, living room, their room, my room. So I finally found this big tin. I was like, man, I don't really have anything I could put that in. Then I started finding those blocks and just started storing them in it. And I was glad I did because they fit great now. And the last addition, you saw the rug in here before, was we've had this table since Madeline's first birthday. We bought it for her very first birthday. And we have had it ever since. We've used it for Thanksgiving when we have people over. We can fit it in our dining room. As small as our dining room is, well, it's not that small of a dining room, but it's still small when you consider how big our table is. And then we can still fit this in there and then still have room to comfortably eat together. And that way we can have 2 more adults on the bench instead of 3 kids taking up a bench. So we've used it off and on for holidays and things, but this gives them a place to sit down, and like if Rebecca's done reading and the other 2 are still doing their language or something, she can come over here, get a puzzle, which we've always promoted puzzles. I have videos on that. And she can go over here, get a puzzle, get a game, and sit down over here and work. And then when we come to do our STEM time, I can do their not super messy STEM crafts over here. Now, because the slate is kind of hard to clean, I'm probably not going to do like their wet STEM crafts here. I'll probably do that in the dining room with plastic table covers. But for now, this is working really well. And then these are where I've moved the crates out. But this is our fireplace, and it's almost kind of impractical whenever we do a panoramic view of the room of where this fireplace was kind of placed, and then with that window right in there. Matt did add my pictures up, Believe, Dream, Imagine, and then Faith, Hope, and Love in between my Irish apron, which was a gift to me, and it was also an inheritance. But we do decorate it more for the seasons. It's just for summer. I do kind of basic decorations because we're gone so much during the summer for summer reading and, you know, just trying to get out of the house. So it's not very filled up. But it is over here in the corner. But it still makes it feel a little more quaint and cozy for this cute little corner. And again, I'm sorry if we were talking really fast. I'm just super excited that our school corner is done. It's completely finished. And now we can move on to having just an office for working. And we have so many desks in there for working. We still have some things in there for the kids to be able to do whenever they come to join us in there. And they have all their scrapbooking things in there. And Madeline has crafts in there. You have like 3 pieces that you're working on right now. The quilt, and you've got cross stitch, sewing kit, your painting kit. You've got your knitting machine in there, your plastic or your loom bands for your bracelets. Rebecca has craft things in there.
No, I'm also working on that glass horse I got for Christmas.
So they still have craft things in there that we let them use. So there's plenty in there. So, thumbs up, you like School Corner better? So that is it for our new School Corner. I am super excited it's done. They're super excited about it. Rebecca, come here. Madeline's excited. Sarah, what do you think of the new School Corner?